Yeah, that's a good question. When you say before they get into a relationship, that's an interesting idea. That at what point are they in a relationship? I had a conversation with someone recently about dating a person, and they said, "Well, we're not dating; we're just friends." Now I've seen them together a lot at certain places, like on a date.
On dates.
So well, we're not dating. So part of it is understanding again that, or I've seen people say, "Well, I don't want to move too fast." That's another one. Like, I don't want to move too fast. I don't want to get all that close, and I don't know them, right? And my thing is like, well, if you don't get close, how are you gonna get to know them, right? And so I think that that's elusive. That there is a choice of whether one is going to be open and engaged. So that's a requirement to answer the questions that I'm talking about. Being open and engaged. So you can label it whatever you want to, or you don't have to label it if you don't want to. But there's never a time when you can't ask about any of those questions, right? And I tell people all the time, say, if you see someone and you really think maybe I'm interested, you should just go in for about a good 10 or 15 minutes. Just straight go in. Just don't wait, don't mess around and say, well, one day I'll talk about this. Say, no, what do you think about this, and then let them respond and see how they do. So it's like when I met my wife, I didn't, it was a pretty brand new relationship. And the first time that we had a date was actually at my apartment. I cooked her a dinner because it was her birthday. And I said, well, come on over, I'll cook you dinner. And after dinner, the first thing that she said to me that got my interest, when she walked in the door, she said, "What's for dinner?" And I told her. And then she looked at me and she said, "Why did you invite me to dinner?" I was like, wow. And then I had to really kind of double clutch for a second. Like, I had to go to the real level. I had to get from the superficial to the real, real quick. And I was like, well, I find you interesting, but I don't know you. So I thought this would be a good start. And she was like, oh, okay, let's do it. So then after dinner, we had about a 4-hour conversation. And in that conversation was all about what I like and what I don't like. What I'm expecting and what I don't want to deal with. What, as I see you right now, how I view you right now, and what I'm hoping for in the future. And that was 4 hours. And at the end of that 4 hours, I was certain that at least, not that, okay, I'm going to marry this woman, of course not, but at least this person is at least straightforward, engaging, and honest enough that I can go ahead and deal with all the issues that are at least on my mind that I know that I need to be thinking about. And I think too much time is spent avoiding issues because people think, oh, the most common thing that I hear is, oh, that will scare them off. And I always told people, if that's going to scare them off, you rather scare them today. Don't wait 9 months and scare them off. Don't put in that much time and then you scare them off with the real question. Just go ahead and say, well, tell me. What's your thing? What are you into? What are your values? How do you feel about children? What kind of relationship do you have with your parents? That's a very important one. I can't tell you the number of times that I end up talking to people and they tell me, well, so-and-so has a terrible relationship with their parents. Okay. What made you think they weren't going to have a terrible relationship with you? It's almost guaranteed. A young lady, well, I never had a father. So my mom raised me. Right, okay. No uncles, no granddaddy? No, not really. Not really dealt with men much. How is she not going to have issues with a man? It's just impossible. See, so I'm saying some of this stuff is overt and it's obvious, and we just tend to try to create this Hollywood romantic love type of engagement without going down into the real human gut reality of who is this in front of me? What kind of issues are they likely to bring to the table? Are these issues that I want to deal with? Just because you find out that people have issues doesn't mean that you can't deal with them and that you should just run, but at least you should know up front what you're dealing with.